Hey guys, it's CrystalRenèe here and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be continuing my series, My Plants from A to Z. Today we're going to be talking about the letters N through Q. If you're interested, then stay tuned. I guess this is going to be my MO for this series where I forget plants. So I did forget a plant that started with the letter L. That was my lucky bamboo. I actually have two of these, but just for the video purpose, I only am showing you one. Excuse the water. I do need to change the water in this as well. But technically this is one of, well, not one of, this is the very first plant that started it all. This particular plant here, it was just a little small thing like down to here, and it did have 3 stalks as you see here. And Charles brought me this plant, and he said the stronger this plant grows, the stronger our relationship would get. So I've been holding on to it, and look how big it's grown. So does that tell you something? But yes, this is the plant that started it all, my lucky bamboo. Now let's get into the plants that start with the letter N. I only have one, which is my Miyamotos. I actually took cuttings from this plant already, which I have here propagating in water, and it's pretty much ready to pot up. So I will be doing that. I will be combining the two and putting in that in my hanging planter along with my golden Popdose. So I may do a video on that or not. You can wait and see. You can stick around to find out. So now we're going to get into the plants that start with the letter O. The first plant that starts with the letter O in my collection is my owl eye Peperomia. The first plant that starts with the letter O in my collection is my orchid. I have been growing my orchid in water because trying to grow this orchid in orchid bark, I just didn't have any luck. I've had orchids prior to this, and orchid bark just did not work for me. So I was searching on the internet, and I really had wanted another orchid, so I dived in, purchased this one, and I just noticed that the roots were dying back, and I did not want it to die. So I saw online a video where they grow their orchids in water. So I tested it out, and sure enough, it has been giving me new roots. I don't know if you guys can see. It's been giving me new roots the whole time and being in this water. And these two leaves at the top are new leaves that it's given me since being in water. So I do not know if it's going to shoot any stems to produce flowers. I thought, let me take it out of the water. I thought those little spikes were stems, but I'm guessing they're still just aerial roots or something. So yeah, that is my orchid. The next plant that starts with the letter O in my collection is owl eye Peperomia. I received this at a plant swap, and so far it still looks the same. It's not growing and it's not dying. I don't know. I did water it recently and the leaves are kind of soft right now at the moment. So I'm just kind of letting it hang out and dry and see what it does. I was also thinking about putting it in sphagnum moss to see if it would help produce more healthier roots. So I may be doing that as well. The next plant that starts with the letter O in my collection is my Lilius. And I also received this at a plant swap as well. The same plant swap. The only plant swap that I've ever been to. So this is where I received this. And when I received it, it only had 1, 2, and 3 only. And recently, in the last week or so, I should say, it has grown. This one here, this one here, and this one here. And can you see this one here? I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, that is what it's looking like. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But that is my Lilius. So next we're going to go on to the plants that are in my collection that start with the letter P. The first plant that starts with the letter P is my Philodendron Brazil. I purchased this plant not too long ago, I believe at the Barrage Nursery, and I did a video on when I went to that location. You can check it out. But yeah, it has grown since I first picked her up. It's grown up quite a bit, I should say. And yeah, that is my Philodendron Brazil. I actually do have cuttings of my Philodendron Brazil as well that I received from Allie's Plants. But just for the video purpose, I just displayed that one only. The second plant that starts with the letter P is my Philodendron micans. Oh wow! Guys, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it's growing a very tiny, I'm not even going to try to let you guys see it, but it's growing a new leaf. Or a whole new stem. Okay guys, I'm excited about that because I was a little worried because I was told this was a fast grower, but it seemed to be growing pretty slow for me. Maybe that's just me, but now seeing that, it just made me happy. So my Philodendron micans. I also got this from Allie's Plants, so thanks again, Allie. The next plant in my collection that starts with the letter P is my Pilea. Take a look at her. She has come a long way. When I first purchased her, she had some huge leaves like this size leaf. This is one of the older leaves, but they didn't look too good, but they were okay, and it didn't have quite a shape really yet, and it has been thriving for me, as you can see. And look at all the little babies in there. It has tons of babies. But yeah, this is one of my achieving plants. One of my plants that makes me pretty happy because it has been okay, there is an airplane, so we will pause that right there. Okay, sorry about that. But anywho, this plant has been thriving since I first brought her home, and I'm happy with it. That is my Pilea. The next plant in my collection that starts with the letter P, I'm kind of embarrassed to show you all, but I've had this plant for, I think I received it, I want to say a year ago, maybe 2. I think a year ago. And this plant was thriving, doing so good. Maybe I'll insert some footage here, or video, picture, something. But now I think I kind of neglected it a little bit because it was in a corner and I wasn't watering like I was supposed to, and it kind of got sad. And at first it was getting, well, before I go into what I'm talking about, let's just show you the plant. My poinsettia. Look at that. This is my poinsettia, guys, and it was doing so good. It was even trying to get some red leaves again, and I just screwed that up. So yeah, it's my fault. But if you look closely, I don't know if you guys can see, but if you look close, it's growing some new leaves. It's trying to come back, but I guess we'll have to see what it looks like next year. Hopefully she's still here because she was adorable. Okay. This next beauty that starts with the P in my collection, you all have seen her. And that is my Popdose Enjoy. And for those of you that have been watching, you know that this plant used to trail, and I just recently did a propagation video on this plant and cut her back, and look how full she's filling out. She's filling out pretty good. So yeah, that is my Popdose Enjoy. The next plant in my collection that starts with the letter P is my Purple Heart. I got this as a cutting from Miss Sally as well, and it's doing pretty good because I think I only took like 2 cuttings of this particular plant, and so far so good. So the last plant in my collection that starts with the letter P is this beauty here, my Purple Velvet, or some people refer to it as the Purple Passion plant. And this is what she's looking like. Believe it or not, this plant came from a co-worker. This plant was only, she gave me 4 cuttings of this plant, 4 small cuttings, and I think 3 of them survived. And yeah, this is the outcome of it. And I've already took so many cuttings of this plant, given some away, sold some, and she's still thriving. And I'm thinking about cutting her back again, but I'm gonna leave her alone for now because she's looking good and looking pretty healthy. So that is my Purple Velvet. So my one and only plant in my collection that starts with a Q is my Coil. I I'm not gonna butcher the name, so I'm just gonna put the name on the screen. And it's actually called the pink Coil, but for the sake of having a plant that starts with the letter Q, we're just gonna stick with Coil. And due to the fact that it's clearly no longer pink, so this happens naturally. This plant, I don't know what to say. I don't know if it's happy or if it's not. It's giving off its blooms, as you can see, and they're dying back, but other than it's not pink, it looks pretty good. So that is my Coil. That is it for this video. I will be giving you the last and final video of my plants from A to Z right after this video. So this is going to be a two-part. So just for the sake of this video not being long, I'm going to do one last video in this series. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified whenever I post a video. And until next time, happy growing. Bye. Hey, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. And until next time, happy growing.